Roiv Arish. Welcome once again, this time to the banks of the Royal Canal at Ribbontail near Longwood, County Meath, a few miles outside Trim. The Royal Canal is looking very well, and the new greenway, recently opened, is widely used as well. This week we have some poetic advice from Rudyard Kipling. Matt is singing an emigrant song and offering some thoughts on the subject as well. And we have another song from Trim Musical Society's production of Oliver some years ago. We'll start with Frank Foley and a song from his album You Know How I Am. And the song is called Second-Hand Brandy.
A window's just opened, a gap just appeared, and I don't know if I can see it or hear, but it's something I recognize over the years, and I'm filled with anticipation. Without any warning, the butterflies come. I feel them inside me, my heart's like a drum. I'm trying to speak, but I'm suddenly dumb, and I'm doing my best to be patient. And how do I know it's a magical time? I read unmistakable signs. It's the music that plays, it's the look on her face, it's the taste of second-hand brandy. It's the way that she sees nobody but me, and the taste of second-hand brandy. And maybe the planets are lined up just so, or maybe I've got all my ducks in a row. Well, maybe there's maybes, but I'm gonna go with the taste of second-hand brandy. Well, I know you don't always get what you deserve, no matter how many masters you serve. But sometimes good fortune and holding your nerve is a powerful combination. There are all sorts of reasons for all sorts of stuff, and sometimes I've gone when the going got tough. But I made my own luck and I worked hard enough, and I know that it pays to be patient. I count all my blessings, but I can't count that high. But for now I'm just biding my time. It's the music that plays, it's the look on her face, and the taste of second-hand brandy. It's the way that she sees nobody but me, and the taste of second-hand brandy. And maybe the planets are lined up just so, or maybe I've got all my ducks in a row. Well, maybe there's maybes, but I'm gonna go with the taste of second-hand brandy. It's the music that plays, it's the look on her face, and the taste of second-hand brandy. It's the way that she sees nobody but me, and the taste of second-hand brandy. It's the music that plays, it's the look on her face, and the taste of second-hand brandy. It's the way that she sees nobody but me, and the taste of second-hand brandy.
Now, a well-known poem by Rudyard Kipling called If. This poem was declared the nation's favourite poem in a vote in the UK some time ago. 2 lines from it are written beside the player's entrance at Wimbledon. The lines are, "If you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those 2 impostors just the same." Kipling was an English journalist, short story writer, poet and novelist. He was born in India in 1865 and lived in the United States and in England. He was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1907. His children's writing especially remains popular, including his novel The Jungle Book, which was first published in 1894 and has had many film versions made and remade. Kipling died in 1936. This poem is written in the form of a father's advice to his son, and it was first published around 1910. Kipling's eldest son, John, was killed in World War I in 1915, aged 17. If, by Rudyard Kipling. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good, nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those 2 impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken and stoop and build them up with worn out tools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss and lose and start again from the beginning and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son.
Greetings everybody, and hello Paddy and Michael. Seems a ridiculous comment to be making, but I hope you're all coping very well with the heat. It's a privilege we don't have too often in this country, but there you are. It comes every now and again. Nostalgia is, I suppose it's an emotion. It's an emotional feeling anyway, and it's a dangerous one. Sometimes gets me into trouble. I get accused of living in the past and going back to old times and that kind of stuff. But as a singer of songs, I have to say that I have a heightened consciousness of words and what they mean, and expressions and how they are said. And I work very hard, in my opinion I do anyway, at trying to deliver the message of the song. Try to get into the soul of the composer and deliver the song as it was intended to be sung. But one of the things, the emotions that I had the privilege of experiencing when I was young, was the emigration. And there was in my generation and the preceding generation a great fondness for the old sod. And I remember, for instance, one of my cousins was on the emigration boat from North Wall. Father Anthony O'Reilly, as he was then, I think it was 1951. I was part of the departing throng that had to drove to North Wall. I remember well driving with Johnny Goggins in his baby Ford to the North Wall to see Father Anthony O'Reilly depart for New Zealand. Now, thinking about it at the time, it's hard to imagine the pain and anguish that must have been experienced in that family level, because in those days when you were gone so far, there was a very good chance that you wouldn't be seeing people alive again. Such were the times. And it seems a stupid analogy, I know, at this stage, but even in my own time, when I came off the assembly line in 1955 to take my first position as a clerical officer in CAE at Loan, we in Trim at that time didn't own a car. We didn't have a telephone. Athlone is 55 miles from Trim, was then and still is. It was not then served by a bus, and it's still not served by a bus. No bus service from Trim to Athlone. So when I went to Athlone to work, there was a good chance that I didn't really know how or when I would get home to my native sod again. And we used to bring into operation all sorts of tricks, and the digs where I was in Athlone, there was no telephone in there either. So there was a telephone on the square in Athlone, and because my mother's cousin, Holly Riley, worked in the ESB, he had a phone in his house. So I was able to make arrangements via letter that a phone call would be made from Holly Riley's house to the telephone box in Athlone at a certain time for me to get a call home, talk to people at home. Now, I know it's hard for people to visualize all this stuff in a day when we all have mobile phones, and there's no end of communications. It's all about communications now. Everything you go. And even though it's all about communications, it's in another way, it's gone in the other direction. We used to have telephone books. We don't have them anymore. We used to have 046 guide, business guide. They're gone as well. So it's all very confusing to my old mind. So when this song comes to my mind, those are the kind of thoughts that go through my head, all garbled thinking. But the song is called Ireland, Mother Ireland. And this version of it, I just sing it to no musical accompaniment, because the words are so important that it's just as well not to have the competing noise competing for the story. So it's all It's all just singing. And I hope you get the message and enjoy it. O land of love and beauty, to you our hearts are wed. To you in lowly duty we ever bow the head. O perfect loving mother, your exiled children all, across the sundering seas to you in fond devotion call. If you sigh, we hear you. If you weep, we weep. In your hour of gladness, our pulses leap. Ireland, mother Ireland, let what may befall, ever shall we hold you, dearest, best of all. Dear Isle across the ocean, dear loving land of ours, may your days be sunny and your way a way of flowers. Wide though we be scattered o'er alien vale and hill, all the love you gave to us we keep and cherish still. If you sigh, we hear you. If you weep, we weep. In your hour of gladness, how our pulses leap. Ireland, mother Ireland, let what may befall, ever shall we hold you, ever shall we hold you, dearest, dearest, best of all. Thank you.
Hi, this is Paddy here with my weekly diary. Thursday the 8th of July. I had a consultation over the phone today with my GP. It's a great system. I rang at about 9:30 and I was told he would ring me back about 5:20 p.m. But it could be sooner, so bring your phone with you everywhere today. No problem. In fact, he rang at about 12:30. Very efficient. I wanted to see could he give me a higher dosage of my tablet. I'm on a tablet for my waterworks. The one I'm on at present is not working well, but he can't do it. I'm already on the maximum dose, but what he can do is give me a different tablet and see how I get on. Great, I'll try anything. He left the prescription out to be collected by the chemist, and the new tablet was there waiting for me when I called in to the pharmacy in mid-afternoon. It has taken a pandemic to bring about wonderful changes. Mary and I are determined to get out a bit more, so we took a drive out to Fury's, the gastro pub near Enfield, for coffee, but unfortunately it was closed. We went for a short walk along the banks of the canal beside the pub. I can never remember whether it's the Royal Canal or the Grand Canal, one of them anyway. And I counted 8 barges moored on the canal in a line, one after the other, bow to stern. They all look as if they're abandoned, but maybe not. Anyway, we completed our outing by taking the long way home through Kilcock and Summerhill, and it was great to get out. Friday the 9th of July, Started my new tablet this morning. Here's hoping. I brought Jane to City West for her second vaccination. Driving in the middle distance, I could see a security man looking towards us, tapping his upper arm and making a query gesture, like that. It takes me a moment. Then the response, my response, thumbs up, and we're waved along. There's a lot more going on here than just vaccinations, so yes, we're here for vaccination. Jane was done and out in 1 hour 15 minutes, a good deal faster than the first time of about 3 hours. I spent some of the time talking to a security man who was saying he doesn't like car park duty because of all the abuse you get from the public, who always want to park at the first parking space they come to, whereas their instructions are to keep things moving along so that the traffic doesn't back up to the main roads around the area. That makes sense. Saturday the 10th of July, Mary and I drive to Monaghan to pick up grandchildren Lucy and Rosie, who are coming back from a week-long holiday with Granny Charlotte in Derry. We meet at the Four Seasons Hotel. We had tea and scones, or scones maybe, outdoors with the kids. While sitting there, I hear my name being called. Paddy? Yes? And I look around. Paddy? Yes, but I can't see anybody. Then a young one, well, what I call a young one in her late 20s, appears and walks towards me. Are you Paddy? Yes. And she turns away and calls out, Girls, I have one, I have one. Then suddenly there are 3 young ones over at our table. Are you really Paddy? Yes, I said, wondering, did I win something or what? The first young one then explains they're on a hen weekend and they're in competition with the other hens in groups of 3, and they have to complete a series of tasks. One of them is to get selfies with a paddy. So the first young one has the brainwave of just shouting out, Paddy, and the rest you know. Over the next 10 minutes or so, I had a selfie taken with no less than 9 young ones. Anytime, girls, anytime.
And now, here's one of those mini poems of mine. This comes from seeing this painted sign on the cycle lane on the outskirts of Trim with a broken wheel. So I wrote this poem thinking of my father. His anniversary was in July. Old now, I need his bicycle repair kit. Pity is, in my youth, I threw it out. We'll be back after this short break.
You talking to me, huh? It's you or me, Pilgrim.
And now we have I'd Do Anything from the Trim Musical Society's production of Oliver in 2006.
I'd do anything for you, dear, anything for you, mean everything to me. That I'd go anywhere for your smile, anywhere for your smile, everywhere I'd see. And would you climb a hill? Anything, wear a daffodil, anything, leave me all your will. fisticuff. I'd risk everything for one kiss. Everything, yes I do. Anything, anything, anything for you. Come on, Beth.
Sorry, Jim, and I'll tell you the words you don't know. All right.
I'd do anything for you, dear. Anything for you mean everything to me. I know that I'd go anywhere for your smile. Anywhere for your smile. Everywhere I'd see. Would you lace my shoes? Anything. Paint your face bright blue. Anything. Catch a kangaroo. Anything. Go to Timbuktu and back again. I'd risk everything for one kiss. Yes, I do anything, anything, anything for you.
Come on, boys.
Come on now.
Oh, boy, yes. How would your own bash shop?
Anything,
How would you risk the drop?
anything,
And how you always go pop?
anything.
There you come down, plop.
Hang everything we risk life and limb to keep you in the swim. Yes, we do anything,
Anything.
anything.
That's all for this week. And in fact, that's all for a couple of weeks because we're taking a few weeks holidays. We'll see you again at the end of August and we hope you have a lovely summer. So it's goodbye from Matt and from Paddy and from me. And we'd like to thank all those who gave us permission to use their videos, all who sang and all who made those videos. We hope to see you again towards the end of this month. And in the meantime, take care. God bless.